I knew we were all, our belief barrier was taken a step higher because of what she has accomplished. So I know you're going to love hearing from her. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number one, our queen, Independent National Sales Director, Cheryl Fulcher. Last. So I got to see Mary Kay on stage for the very last time, and she stood on the stage, and her passion for this company radiated. You could see her love for this company, and she could not talk because of her stroke, but she mouthed the words, "I love you," and I will never, ever, ever forget that moment. It was so special in my journey. Shortly after that, after I left that seminar, I was a 20-year-old at the time, and my work situation changed. I had just gotten married. How many of you have ever dealt with office politics? Okay? Well, when God has a greater plan in your life, He will sometimes use craziness to move you into that greater plan. Okay? So I walked back into that office after seminar and after I got married, and it was absolutely crazy. I don't know what happened, but all I know is I remember thinking, God, this is not for me. I am not supposed to be cooped up in this office 24/7 like I felt like I was, because I worked so many extra hours for them. I felt like I was there all the time. And I just knew God had a greater calling on my life. And so, you know what, you guys, I'm not telling you to go out and quit your job today, but I'm telling you to be obedient to what God calls you to do. My husband and I prayed we've never had peace more than we had that day, but we had the peace that God had called me to get out of that place. And I don't know what your situation is, but I'm going to tell you that sometimes you will never know how high you can fly until you take the leap of faith. And had I not taken that leap of faith and left at 20 years old, that so many people said to me, you better go get that secure job back. You better call them and ask them if you can come back if this Mary Kay thing doesn't work out. I said, absolutely, I'm not going to call them and ask them, can I come back? I'm not going back. God has a greater plan for my life. So I left, absolutely. I want you to know something. You have to be very careful who you take advice from. Just like you would not go to a dentist with no teeth, why are you going to listen to broke people tell you what to do with your career? Okay? You need to be so careful. I'm telling you, secure jobs are really not all they're cracked up to be. You have to be very careful who you're taking advice from. What you have to understand, or who you're taking advice from, you have to understand too that we sell so much more than lipstick. How many of you have understood that already? We sell so much more than lipstick. We sell faith. complacent. I pray you will never be complacent, Ruby Seminar. The point of living is to do something you've never done before. I don't care if you're 8 or 108. If you're alive and breathing, God has something left for you to do. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter. All of us in our own right have to figure out what our calling on our lives are. And I want to tell you this because I promised God the day that this happened that I would always share this story when He gave me a big audience. And in my heart, I knew there would come a day. I did not know when that day would be, but I knew there would come a day when I would share the story from this stage. And I am so excited to share this with you. And I pray that you will take this, run with it, and understand that when you go home and you believe that there is something greater for your life and you work for it, you cannot believe it and just pray for it and sit on the couch. Okay? That's not how this works. Inactivity is the dark room where negativity is born. You do need to remember that. Inactivity is the dark room where negativity is born. You have to understand you have to work hard. I worked so hard, and so did the beautiful women in my unit when I was 24 years old to earn my first pink Cadillac. And I want to tell you that my friends made fun of me because it was a huge car, but I wanted that car so bad. I didn't care what color it was or how big it was. I wanted it. And we had gotten into the last month, and things had gone pretty well, but we were into the last month of my Cadillac qualification. And it was the last day of the last month, and I was a nervous wreck. I was the only one in my home, and you guys, I want to tell you that we had told the whole world we were earning this Cadillac, that we knew it was coming, but for some reason on the last day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we were still $3,000 short. I had no idea where it was coming from. I was young. I didn't have the $3,000, and all I could do was trust. And so there's nobody in my home, and I want you to get this. I knelt down in my office, just me, by myself, on my knees, one of those times where you're on your face, you're on your knees. You were as far down and submitting to God as you could possibly be. And I said, you know what, God, I don't know how this is going to happen, but all I know is I know you said we were about to debut in this Cadillac, and I know it's coming, and I have got to have faith in you. Clasp my hands together, and never in my life have I ever felt anything like this, but I had to visibly open my eyes, look at my hands, because my right hand felt like this giant hand, and my left hand felt like this itty-bitty little baby hand. And I just got up, and the strangest sensation, I thought that was just really weird, sat at my desk. Less than 10 minutes, I want to tell you guys something. In my heart, what I knew God was saying to me is, baby girl, I got this. I have got you by the hand, and this is not on your own, but I have got this. And you guys, with all honesty, I want to tell you that within less than 10 minutes, my phone rang. And there was a man on the other end of the phone, which was a little interesting. And he said, is this Cheryl Fulcher? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, I hear you're in Mary Kay. And I said, yes, sir, I am. And he said, I hear you're pretty good at it. I said, well, I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be. He said, you know what, I want to tell you, I want my wife to sew Mary Kay with you. I said, really? And he said, yeah. And he said, how much does it cost to get started? And I said, it's $100. It's $100, and it's an awesome career, and I want you to tell him all about it. And he said, well, we really wanted to run a real business. We wanted to run a very successful business. So what we've set aside is a little over $3,000.
Oh my
and I said, really? That's the God we serve, you guys. That's what happens when you believe. That's what happens when you believe. I want you to remember what I said last night, because it's really important. When faith and hard work collide, miracles happen and God is glorified. I want you to know that to your core. And I want you to expect your own Cadillac stories this year. I want you to expect that these things are going to happen for you. I want you to know how to go and do this. You guys, that was created by a very consistent work ethic. I don't ever want to stand up here and just make you guys think things like this just come together out of nowhere. They do when God's ready. But there's normally always a lot of behind-the-scenes work to prepare for that. How many of you attend unit meetings on a regular basis? Good. I'm so glad you do. Because in my household, never ever has it ever been a question, do I go to my unit meeting or not? And if that is a question in your household, at any given week, you are killing your dreams in this company, and you've got to know that. Those who show up, go up. Mary Kay Ash said it. You've got to be there. You have got to have a schedule that you work. How many of you have ever repeated the same Mary Kay schedule 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row? This is where it gets fewer sometimes. You know what? This is a business. It's actually a multi-million-dollar business. We've earned over $1 million in commissions, and I was so excited to get that plaque. That was a thrill to me. But I'm going to tell you guys that it's repeated schedules and systems over and over and over. We live in a society that breeds us to think that if it doesn't happen fast and if it doesn't happen quickly, then it's not worth it. Then people bail. We live in a society where if we're in the McDonald's drive-thru line for over 2 minutes and we're upset, irritated about it. This is disciplined work. It's hard work, but it is so worth the hard work. I want to tell you that. It's so biblical to work hard. I want you to leave here today and go, I want to work hard. I want to be tired at the end of the day. I want to give this everything I've got. It's so biblical to work hard, and we live in a country founded on hard work. Make sure you go home and you have a schedule that you're doing selling appointments every single week. You have guests at that unit meeting every single week. My family could count on me with the schedule that we had. I worked every single Monday night. I was at a meeting and I took guests. I built my very first car team taking guests to meetings since I was in college full-time and I was working full-time and I was planning my wedding. I didn't have time not to take guests to meetings. Does that make sense? Figure it out. Figure out what you have to do. I held 2 to 3 parties a week very, very consistently. And then I would do interviews, weave them in throughout the week. One of the things that you could always do to increase your business, and it's the most underutilized tool any consultant, probably in the company that they do not use, is the live interview with your sales director. She will build this team for you if you will sit her down with people. Do you understand that? I promise you she will. Put her in front of people. Let her work for you. This is so important that you understand that. But it's so important that you don't put your Mary Kay on the back burner, that it stays on the front burner, because it's the one that can do so much for you in your life. The hard times, you guys, they're going to make you tougher. I've had quite a few hard times. I've actually shown up at the wrong house before to do a party. Took all my stuff in, laid it all out on her dining room table. She looked at me like I was crazy. She was a little older, so I just thought maybe she forgot she invited me. I didn't know. I just thought, okay. And she finally said, with all my stuff spread all over her dining room table, she said, honey, who invited you? I said, well, you did, Mrs. Huggins. And she said, honey, I'm Cleo Young. And I am clearly in the wrong house. And you've got to understand, there is no graceful way to get your stuff out of somebody's house off their dining room table, okay? I can tell you I've had some ups and downs. I want you to know that I drove to a woman's house and I showed up to do a party, and I'd driven an hour as a young girl. I was young and I had just quit my job. I showed up, drove to her house. I talked to her the day before. She, when I drove in the driveway, she peeked through the blinds. I knew she was home. I saw her and I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I go to her door with my little case on my shoulder, and I walk up to her door and I knock on the door and nobody came. And I knocked again and nobody came. I knocked again and nobody came. And I knew in my mind, I was thinking clearly, I just saw you. You are here and you need to open the door. And I knocked again and nobody came. And you guys, I'm going to tell you something. That was my test from God, because I got back in my car and I'm telling you, this little 21-year-old that had just left her job, that was already hearing all these people say, you better go get that secure job back. I left like a scared puppy with her tail tucked between her legs to my car. I sat down in that car and I cried my eyes out, and I thought, what have I done? And I had a 40-minute pity party all the way home. Finally, in the last 15 to 20 minutes, I pulled myself together, and I finally decided a woman like that is not going to determine my destiny. Finally decided to pull myself together. And what I want to share with you with that, before I close out this morning, is I want to tell you that my husband and I have traveled the world together. I love our life together. I love our life. And I am so grateful. Because we were sitting at the top of Santorini, the most beautiful place you could ever imagine being, the most gorgeous blue seas you could ever imagine looking at. And that woman's face came straight to my mind. And I thought, you know what? I bet she's not in Santorini. I'm sitting in Santorini. I bet she's not here. I'm going to tell you guys, it's so worth it. The ups and downs are so worth it. The hard times make make you stronger. And in closing, I'm going to share something really cool with you this morning. I'm very, very excited to share this. I want you to know with all of my heart that I do not share this from an arrogant place. I don't share this from a place of wanting to sound rude about it. I share it from an enormously grateful heart this morning. Because on June 30th, I had every reason in the world to be the most excited person on the planet. And you are a part of the very same company, and so do you. Because we work for a company, we're a part of a company that allows us so many opportunities. And what this company does for us, it's crazy, in my opinion, what they're willing to give us. And what I want to say to you this morning is do not forget the enormity of the marketing plan that we really are a part of. Figure out how to take full advantage of it. Because on June 30th, July 1st, this is basically what this company gave my family and I. And again, I'm telling you, I am a grateful woman. I am not sharing this to be rude with you today. I'm sharing it because I am grateful. This is what happened for us on July 1st. A $23,745 commission check. Are you kidding me? A $1,000 bonus for earning our 10th pink Cadillac. As if the Cadillac's not enough, they give you a $1,000 bonus. A $3,750 bonus for hitting $500,000. A $1,000 bonus because we did over $800,000. They gave me another $1,000 bonus. For reaching the 800, which really was pretty cool, they also gave me a 4-carat citrine ring. This is my best year ever. I am excited about that. They gave me a diamond bumblebee, which I am so proud to wear for being in the top 3. Another amazing ring for being the queen, which is right here, and it's stunning. They gave me the stunning NSD bracelet. They also gave my husband and I, we are on a trip to Beijing, China together. But you know what else? Because I earned the trip as a national sales director and a top director, you know what they're also giving me? $7,500 cash bonus for earning it both ways. Are you kidding me? They also gave us a very expensive pink Escalade, you guys. I am incredibly excited about that. They also, within all of that, it gave me the privilege to bring my family here, which meant the world to me to have my family on this stage as a part of this journey and this moment, this experience. And it also gave me the privilege of watching 20 women rise to heights that they never thought possible. That was 1 month. That was 1 month. Get excited about what your future is like. We are so blessed. We are so blessed by what this opportunity affords us, the lifestyle, the internal rewards, the intangible that mean everything. And in closing, I want to say something this morning to the Thrive area, because it was a journey. And you guys will forever, ever, ever be etched in my heart, because what you did was truly nothing short of a miracle, and it took women with guts to pull it off. But I want to say to you, Thrive area, we did not turn back, and we could have, but we did not. We were most certainly thrilled, and God did miracles before our eyes, more than we could have ever imagined. And at last, I want to tell you, by the grace of God and because of your united hearts, I have never seen a more united group of women in my entire life. True to the core, love each other women. Girlfriends, we made it, and we are here.